Now, there have been more protests in the Venezuelan capital, Caracas, against the government of President Nicolas Maduro. Riot police fired tear gas and rubber bullets as tens of thousands of people took to the streets. 3 people died in similar, larger protests on Wednesday. The demonstrators are demanding new presidential elections and for opposition politicians to be released from prison. Inflation in the country is extraordinarily high, with many struggling to afford food. Now, we're joined by Alberto Bejarano, who was one of the protesters. Alberto, first of all, describe your experience. What was it like being in the mass protest?
Well, it was like a symphony, like a roller coaster of emotions. Because when it started, you feel hopeful, cheerful, and as the marches progress and you come to a stop by the police and the National Guard, then you feel frustration and anger. And then they start attacking you with lots and lots of tear gas canisters and rubber bullets. And that's when people try to run away. Only the students are the ones that stayed and fight back to the police. And while people is trying to run away, the police chase you and continue to gas you
Alberto,
all the time.
It sounds extraordinarily dramatic. Very briefly, what happens next? Today's demonstrations haven't been as big. Maduro doesn't appear to be going anywhere. So what next?
Well, we'll keep protesting, but I'm not optimistic about the near future, because I think the government is trapped in power because they have committed so many acts of corruption, terrorism, and they are involved in drug dealing businesses. They cannot leave power because they will face trials and most likely prison time. So I think it's a long and a difficult road ahead for us.
All right, well, it's a bleak message, but Alberto Bejarano in Caracas, thank you so much for joining us. That's pretty much it for this half hour of GMT. Do stay with us, because we're going to bring you all the developing story from Paris, of course, the continued fallout from the terror attack on the Champs-Élysées last night. So stay with us here on BBC.